But first, another school year may just be starting, but administrators have been working year-round to prepare their school districts for implementing Common Core standards to take effect this school year. Illinois is one of 45 states around the country adopting these new standards. I sat down with the superintendents from both school districts 203 and 204 to gain a deeper understanding of Common Core and how it may revolutionize education. Expectations for public schools have always varied state to state, but now for the first time, most states are adopting new shared standards known as Common Core. These standards communicate what students are expected to learn in math and literacy. Why is this a game changer for education?
What it does is it ups the rigor for our kids. It changes. We no longer do a lot of things this deep. We do fewer things very deep so that our students really understand concepts and really can move forward and critically think and be college and career ready.
The standards start as young as kindergarten, having them learn new things like counting in multiples of 10. For high schoolers, using probability to evaluate outcomes of decisions.
It's not the math that most of us who are parents used. And so therefore there's going to be a lot of problem solving, a lot of critical thinking. Collaboration is going to be key. It's not just an independent act.
In terms of literacy, teachers will have to better prepare students to analyze fiction and nonfiction text in both English language arts and other disciplines like science and history.
They've made standards about academic vocabulary, and then it is intentionally integrated into our curriculum. And another big area is argument. And I think one of the clear differences is that we really look at argument as not just a high school thing or a junior high thing, but we start it early on.
The idea is to improve students' critical thinking skills and better prepare them for life beyond high school.
It brings a greater clarity and understanding to what students in our classrooms are going to need to be able to know and what they're going to be able to do to be successful in their post-secondary endeavors, whether they're going to college or whether they're going off to career.
Common Core doesn't want us just sitting in straight rows in our classroom any longer. These standards are looking for us to have students learn how to work collaboratively, cooperatively, take leadership roles.
The Common Core standards are comparable not only across state lines, but internationally as well, preparing students for an increasingly competitive global market.
We certainly don't have to look too far to read a paper or a newspaper article or a magazine article that talks about how are we competing with XYZ country. We need to make sure that our kids are ready, and Common Core standards will allow us to do that.
While the Common Core standards say what concepts millions of students nationwide should be learning, there's no manual to explain how educators should teach them. Each individual school district is left with the challenge to figure that out for themselves. Both Naperville school districts have put together committees of teachers and administrators to adjust their curriculum to meet Common Core, something that's still in progress.
Some of the standards are very precise, and some of them are a little vague. So we have to kind of drill down into what we want to do with them. They expect children to be reading at their grade level. So we are looking at a more complex text to put in front of our kids.
A lot of professional development time in the last 3 years. I mean, really taking apart the standards, subject by subject, grade by grade, understanding the domains, the strands, the pieces of the standards, so that people are, well versed in understanding what the expectations are. The next step is really, getting people to a place where they're comfortable teaching these things and teaching them in a way that students, maintain that knowledge or skill or concept.
Perhaps the ultimate test of whether Common Core passes or fails, how well students perform on the PARCC exam, or Partnership for the Assessment of Readiness for College and Career. The exam will not only ask students for the right answer, but how they got them, and will be administered with technology rather than pencil and paper.
What everyone needs to understand is the tests that come out this fall that all our parents will see, the numbers are going to drop significantly across the state of Illinois, and it's happened across the country actually, but across the state of Illinois with this assessment, because we're changing the assessment before we fully change the curriculum. And I think we just need to be very aware of that.
And teacher evaluations will also be tied to student performance on these PARCC tests. Lincoln Junior High School English and Social Sciences teacher Josh Stumpenhorst says he welcomes Common Core but feels a bit uneasy about the evaluations.
I feel and I fear and I'm worried that, and it's happened in a lot of other states, is that we use that data to say so much more than what it actually does. We interpret it to mean this is the whole sum of a kid, of a student, and it's not. And then when you look at teachers' evaluations being based on that, I get a little nervous about that because that's just one snapshot of what a kid can do. And you're basing an entire career of a teacher on that.
Still, Stumpenhorst and the administration from both districts 203 and 204 say they're in good shape to adopt and implement Common Core.
I hope that our parents have enough confidence in us that we will do the right things as we continue to move this forward. I know that we will.
We don't want this to be viewed as something to be afraid of or something that scares us. This is promise and opportunity for us as a high-achieving school district. This is an opportunity for us to be even better and to really set our benchmarks even higher so that we can push ourselves to achieve it at an even higher level.
At the end of the day, Stumpenhorst says regardless of Common Core, there's one thing that matters most in education.
No matter what the standards are, no matter what the assessment is, if you're a good teacher and you have built good relationship with kids, they're going to perform well. And so this too shall pass, but we need to focus on it, but not get so wrapped up in it and so obsessed over it that we forget that good teaching is good teaching.
I'm Kevin Maychek for Naperville News Extra.